What's the difference between a peer mentor and a wellbeing ambassador? Hi, I'm Liz Robson-Kelly, CEO of Worth It, positive and organisational psychologist that specialises in early prevention of mental health problems in children and young people. If you like the content on this video, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the link below. Wellbeing Ambassador is a term that we kind of came up with a few years ago when we actually ran a peer mentoring programme. And what we found is that logistically, peer mentoring ended up being a bit too hard for secondary schools to implement. So typically a peer mentor is another young person who provides a one-to-one mentoring intervention where they are providing guidance and advice to another young person, which can work really well for academic mentoring. However, when it comes to mental health and well-being and peer mentoring in this area, it can be a bit of a risky business to have peer-to-peer mentors, because there's a lot of ethical things to think about, whether one child who maybe is older, maybe 16 or 17, is advising another child who's maybe 12 or 13 about how to improve their well-being in a one-to-one situation. So we decided to not provide peer mentoring. We specialise in doing a coaching approach where we're actually teaching young people, a group of wellbeing ambassadors, coaching skills, and then they decide themselves how do they want to use these coaching skills to support their peers. Do they want to use them in more of a one-to-one mentoring situation, which is something that actually is quite difficult for schools to implement because of timetabling restrictions and just the logistics and the time it takes to coordinate? Or do they want to provide support through more informal group sessions at lunchtime where they may be having mentoring conversations, but maybe in more of a group situation? Do they want to run campaigns where they're sharing strategies for well-being with their peers? Do they want to create environments in the school or setting that are safe places for young people to go? Maybe if they're feeling worried about something, or maybe if they feel they want to make more friends, they know that they go to the library at lunchtime, or they know they go to this certain classroom where there's a pop-up lunchtime club. I've seen amazing interventions that young people have led and developed around reducing racism or around reducing mental health stigma or risk of suicide, but that's because it's come from them and things that they've identified that their peers need help with, and then those young people themselves are leading that awareness raising work and that belonging and connection. And although it's kind of hard to describe, it actually is more effective because young people themselves are leading the change that they want to see in their school and community, and making a bigger significant difference than they might do than if they work one-to-one with just one or two other younger peers. So we really believe that wellbeing ambassadors can provide an excellent and amazing way of supporting the prevention of mental health problems earlier in schools and settings. And if you want to find out more about that, then download our cheat sheet, which you'll find in the description box below.